Mowers and blowers here again, guys. This is item number 5 out of the 5 things I got from the Motherload 7-pick. The other 4 I've already fixed, and all runs good. I'm going to be listing them very soon, and this is the last one. So this is a Poulan 2050 chainsaw, and didn't have any gas in it, and looked like the bar and chain lube that they have in this compartment over here, it looked like oil. So maybe the guy put oil in it, which is really interesting. But I put gas in it, and it primes pretty well. You know, you push it and it seems pretty good. Put the choke on, and I was just ready to start it, and not even close. And I took a close look at the inside over here. I don't know if you guys could see. You can't see. But looks like the recoil starter has popped out that way, and it's catching onto this fin here. So that's not going to work, right? So I'm going to have to take that cap off and research it more. So I just took it off, and it was just stuck. I lubed it. So now it pulls, but when I pull it, look at the chain. It goes with it. Should be freewheeling, but this doesn't seem to have an engagement lever. You know. It's not too tight. But it's not supposed to move along with it, is it? Anyway, maybe I'll have to take the chain off, or at least the cover to that. See if we have spark. It's tough for me to do here, but I did see spark. I can't do this by myself. Alright, so we have spark. So I just removed the 2 bolts to remove the carburetor, and it's pretty dirty. I'm going to take that off and clean it. Seems pretty clean here. So the carb was pretty clean. Took that off, and what I found out was that lines are all like brittle and stuff, and no fuel was getting into the carburetor. That's why. So I'm gonna have to change these fuel lines. Problem is, these fuel lines look so thin. I don't think I have them that thin. Found some. Cut that at a angle so it's sharp, so you can get it into the hole. Of course, to replace the other gas line that goes into the primer bulb, I have to remove that cover again, so I can take that primer bulb off. Take the old one and the new one, measure about that much, and cut it. So I couldn't understand why fuel wasn't getting into the carburetor even after I changed those lines. I think I have a faulty primer bulb. Yeah. And I think the valve inside was busted, because even though when it wasn't leaking, when you pushed it, nothing would come out of here, the little one. Unfortunately, I don't have one of these, so now I gotta order one. And I hate these little small engine machines. Chainsaws, weed whackers, man. I mean, so much work. Such tiny little parts. And what do you get out of it? Sell this for 50 bucks? It's not worth it. So I got myself a new primer bulb. I bought 6 of them for $8. So it's like $1.20 or something each. It's a pretty good deal, you know. Otherwise I would have paid 3 for just one. 3 or 5 for just one. So, you know, you're going to use them eventually. It's more worth it to buy more than one, you know, as a bulk. So I'll connect that on there and see if we can get fuel into the carburetor. LOL. It wasn't even connected to the fuel line. Can you believe that? And these fuel lines suck. So got a new line, stuck it in there. I know you can't see it, but it's just sticking out a little bit. You need to get these super long needle nose curved stuff. Pull that out so you can put this thing back on it and pull it back out. So I pulled that part out and connect that connector onto here. I'm going to pull it back up again. So, because this is a little long, you know. Not too tough. It's kind of a pain if you don't have the right tools. Gotta get some of these. Hey guys, how you doing? So, it wasn't starting right, you know. It started for a little bit, but only ran on choke, you know. I have a feeling that the diaphragm was just too old and stuff like that, because it was kind of stretched out when I took it out. And also the float needle, you know, that pivot thing was kind of bent out of shape, you know. So I don't know the exact specs to it. So got a new one. It was $8 on eBay. You know, it's direct replacement. It's a WT94 or 84 or something like that. Anyway, $8 just came today. So I'm just gonna swap this out, put this one in, connect the lines, and give her a try. So you guys saw that, right? That was an experience I didn't expect nor enjoyed. If you didn't see it, how can you not see it? The drawers started coming out and the weight tipped it over. All my tools came out of the drawer just for looking for that damn glue. Of course, in that hoopla, I lost the piece that I was supposed to glue. So now I can't find the piece that I'm supposed to glue. So all that was for nothing. You know what, man? Shit happens. What are you gonna do? Right? Anyway, so I gotta find that part. Otherwise, no point of all this. That if I can't find the part, I'm gonna have to go and order it somewhere else. Oh, what a pain. So I've had a hell of a time fixing this Poulan 2050. As you guys saw, this whole cart went tumbling down, and this whole thing hit the ground, and as a result, this thing cracked. That piece was out. So, what can I do, you know? Am I not gonna fix this? I've already spent $10 on this thing, right? And $10 on the thing, $8 on the new carburetor. So I've got a new carburetor, right? I replaced the fuel lines. Remember, I got a new primer bulb. So I spent maybe $1.50 for the primer bulb, $8 for the new carburetor, and of course I go and break this, right? So I ordered this, not brand new, used, but it's exactly the same one. That was $8. So now I'm in it for 10, 20, wait, 10, 8, like almost 30 bucks, like $28 I've put into this. But what am I gonna do? Not fix it? Then what do I do with it? It's junk, right? At least if I spend $28 and get it fixed and running, at least I got a working chainsaw. I can give it to a friend. Or I could sell it for 50. Maybe 60. I don't know. So I had to do it. You know? Just got to do it. That's why I don't even really want to get involved in these things. But they drag me into it. Anyway, so I'm going to remove this one and put that one in. Okay, so I got the old one out. As you can see, it's all jacked up, broken. I put this new one in. Well, that was brutal, man. It was 2 Allen bolts, and with these things in the way, it was really difficult to get it in there. I mean, really difficult to tighten. I had to be like this, you know, and then these things were in their way, you know. It was like a quarter turn every minute. Sucked. Anyway, I'm going to put the carburetor on that. Okay. New carb, new carburetor adapter, new primer bulb. Got gas in it, new fuel lines. If this doesn't start, man, it's going to suck. Well, got it running, and it needs some adjustment, obviously, you know, with the screws, but you know, that's tough to do when you have one finger on the trigger trying to keep it alive, you know, and the other hand lefty, which I'm not, you know, trying to, while the vibration trying to get that in there. So it's tricky for sure, you know, and I'm not sure which is the high and which is the low. They all seem the same to me. And then there's a timing, you know, screw, but you know, from what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to turn it in all the way and then back it out 3 half turns and then go from there, you know, which is probably what I'll end up doing. But I've just about had enough of this, and I'm just happy that you know, it's running now, and you know, I'll get it dialed in, and yeah, that's it. I mean, look, I spent $10 on the machine, $8 on the carburetor, $1.50, $2 for the primer bulb, another $8 on this carburetor adapter, but that was really my fault since I, you know, dropped the toolbox and I broke it all. But you know, whatever, man. $28, $30 I put into it. I probably get $50 out of it if I'm lucky, so maybe I'll just keep it as a spare. But you know, guys, you got to remember, what am I going to do if I broke it? If I don't go and buy the parts for it, right? What is it? It's junk, right? I have to throw it away. But instead, I have a working chainsaw. So I got to look at it that way. You have to look at it that way. And not every item that you get is going to be, you know, tremendously profitable in terms of 100% profit or something like that. But you know, you do what you can, but most of my flips are very profitable. This is just one of the few that I, you know, may turn a profit, but not very much. You know, breaking even sometimes is good too. It's better than losing, right? Anyway, see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.